Welcome back. Well, now we're joined by Mr. Garba Shehu, who is the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, Chamberlain.
Chief Metude dropped some markers here. He did talk about the fact that you denied, I think he said yesterday, that he said you dodged the question, that you didn't answer it directly when you were asked that the DG of SSS is related to the president, and you responded saying, is there any law that has been violated? Was that what you said?
Well, in dealing with such as this, my sense is that we should well of issues. I think the questions the audience be asking me too particular is this man qualified? Can he do? I will tell you for example, in 1990, I was an editor of government. We ran a story that said that Abiola won fair and square, and that the interim government to him. The government of the day asked that I should be arrested. And do you know who received the order for my arrest? It is this Lawal Daura, who was the director of the Secret Service in Kano, my own state. He behaved with such civility that I had never seen in the Secret Service. He kept me for the whole day in the luxury of his living room. Served me tea and coffee, gave me newspapers. Before the end of the day, he came to me and said, Garba, go home. A few hours after that, Providence intervened, because that was the night General Abacha made that famous statement in which he dissolved the National Assembly, dissolved all of the contraption that was called interim national government. Lawal Daura moved in as the head of security in the Asorok Villa. Shortly after the villa, the State House moved from Dodam Barracks. And you remember all of the funny things, security-wise, that were going on in Asorok Villa. This man held the place such that we never heard of any nasty incidents of security breaches.
So what's your point exactly?
So what are we looking for in a man? Can this man do the job? The man has antecedents that tell Nigerians that he is fit and proper person to do the job, and the president has given it to him.
But, Garba Shehu, if the DG of SSS and the chairman of INEC are blood relations to the president, wouldn't you consider conflict of interest in this matter?
I would not say that, given the parameters that are used in making those appointments. Do I have evidence that the person or persons you cited are blood relations of the president? I have no such evidence. If anybody, PDP has it, let them put it on the table.
So at the moment, you're saying that...
I don't have that evidence myself.
But have you read the evidence and the allusions that they've made? Because yesterday, Tanko Yakasai also granted an interview where he did say that the chairman of INEC is related to the president. As a matter of fact, that I think he said her dad married the president's older sister, and so he established that connection. So many wonder if that's true, then they wonder that there's a clear case of conflict of interest.
Well, I wish that it was some other person who said this. An 80-year-old man has no business getting involved in this kind of things, trying to trace remote connections to the president. If this is how this country will be run, are we going to get it right? I think the most important thing is this person who was appointed, was she deserving of the position? Did she merit it by seniority, by ranking order? And everyone agreed that she did. So what is the problem? She's getting the job done. I can't see why. In any case, I don't want to go on Alhaji Tanko Yakasa. He's a father to all of us, and don't want to join issues with that man. However, I want to say that I think that the best thing for this country is that rather than seeking these primordial, sentiments, making attachments and allusions to those kind of things, they won't take us anywhere.
Primordial sentiments.
Attorney General of the U.S., Kennedy, President Kennedy has his own younger brother as Attorney General of his own country. And it worked for that country. And nobody questioned it because they saw merit in what the President of America did at that time.
Mr. Shehu, primordial sentiments is one of the accusations that the PDP has put forth to your party, that the president's appointments have been done mostly based on primordial sentiments. They're not the ones they're not the ones tracing it. They're accusing you of, engaging in using primordial sentiments to make your appointments.
Well, let me say that PDP can say just anything because they have a purpose. They want to take away attention from the issues that matter to you and I, to all of the Nigerians.
But they haven't just said anything. They've also backed it with evidence.
No. That's what I'm saying.
If they're saying that, the DG of the SSS is a card-carrying member of the APC, and they backed it with pictures, showing the security directorate of the APC during the presidential campaign, and his name is listed there. And you also have a picture of him congratulating the president shortly after the elections. They believe that this suggests very categorically that even if he might not be a member, but they say he's a member, he could also be a sympathizer to Mr. President, which they think is dangerous for such a sensitive position.
Well, let me say two things here. One is that I think that nothing that the PDP has put on the table that has convinced me or anyone that they have a case there. Because what they said in their statement is that this man is a card-carrying member of the APC. What evidence do we need? Can they produce his membership card of the APC? Can they produce the register, or ward register, where he was listed as an APC member? They don't have that. Photographs, let me say this, and I had the conversation between you and me too. We had, in my committee, I had 76 members in the media communications committee. I had people who had worked for our campaign who never were registered members of the APC. They were professional communicators who had contributions to make to the work we were doing. And
but they supported your party, didn't they?
They are Nigerians. In any case, what are we doing? Are we seeking the crimes of the heart? If somebody hasn't got, if there is no manifest evidence against it, that would be McCarthyism. You are going to open the heart of somebody to know where their sympathies reside. That would be a horrible crime. It's not recognized anywhere in the world.
Now,
so Lawal Daura came in, and all of the generals, we wanted our candidate to be protected. We wanted him to be safe as a candidate. This was a candidate who was bombed in his car. You saw this in Kaduna. So what is the important thing? Is it card with membership, or is it the safety of this man? If Buhari had been killed, would he have been president today? So please, these are no matters that... And the second thing that I want to say is, as I said, PDP has just been diversionary. They don't want to talk about issues that matter to Nigerians. Buhari is saying, look, let me tell you, President Buhari is saying, I'm going to speak to the nation 3-4 months after I've taken over. And I'm going to address this country on the issue of the economy. If Nigerians know the level of damage, the amount of theft that has happened under the watch of the PDP, it will be a scandal for anybody to hold a membership card of the PDP and say I'm a member. They would be ashamed to raise their hand in public to say they're PDP members.